Homestead. We are camping this weekend.
Yeah, we are.
I love camping. And we're camping not on our land this time.
We're actually taking a camping trip.
Yeah, we're at like a real campsite. So it's been a lot of fun getting here and getting set up. And we discovered a few things while we were here.
And I was actually hoping that that would be the case because we were planning on doing a video on this.
Yeah.
And I was really hoping we'd be able to do the video while we were out here.
Yeah.
And we're going to be able to do that.
When we rolled up to the campsite, well, not when we rolled up to the campsite.
It was a little bit dark. We'll get to that later.
But the next morning, we discovered a nice field of yellow, golden yellow color. And it made me super excited.
Did it look like a rod?
Oh my gosh. Anyway, it made me really excited because I have been researching Goldenrod tea and also some aster tea, and we've seen both of them while we were here, which is really exciting to me. They're just like any of your other teas. They're really good for you.
I even made some this weekend.
Drank some on the way here too, so you were all prepared.
Yes, I was.
So, if you don't know what Goldenrod is, we're going to show you.
If you guys are new to our channel, welcome. We're so glad that you found us, and we hope that you stick around.
Yeah.
Be sure to hit subscribe if you haven't already. That's just a nice way of saying, hey, we like what you're doing. Also, you can give a thumbs up. If you have already subscribed, welcome back. We consider you guys part of our YouTube family, so welcome, and welcome to the camping trip.
Yeah.
So I also wanted to mention that we are going to be doing a video on pigs and how we raised our pigs and what we thought of them, because this is the first year that we've raised pigs. So it's been a really good experience.
Yes.
And then I'll leave the rest for next week's video. But we are planning on, as of right now, taking them next weekend for butchering. So we are very excited about that.
Yes. Ready for that meat. Ready for the pig picnic. But for now, let's go look at that goldenrod.
Yeah. All right, so the first thing you need to know is how to identify goldenrod. I feel like most people probably know what goldenrod looks like, but ID and knowing when to look for it are the first two starting points. So, right now, goldenrod is in full bloom, and that's what you want to look for when you are foraging for it for tea. I thought that was a bug on my neck. So it's going into the fall is usually when it starts to peak. Goldenrod is all of this yellow behind me. It's a yellow flower, and the individual flowers are really small and almost look kind of fuzzy, I guess. And then the leaves are just kind of an oblong green leaf. On the lower portion of the plant, the flower sits up top. So that's, as far as ID, about all you need to know. As far as I know, in South Carolina anyway, there are no lookalikes that are going to bloom at the same time of year as goldenrod. So if you see a lot of yellow flowers that are coming up off the top of the plant with long leaves below it, chances are it is goldenrod. Now, goldenrod does grow typically at the edge of woods or in a meadow. A lot of times you'll see it along the roadside. As with any foraging plant, you really do want to try to avoid anything that's right on the side of the road just because of the runoff and the pollution. You don't want that getting into your plants. But anywhere that's kind of out in the open, it is free game. The nectar also plays an important role in the flavor profile of tea, which Cass is going to be talking about.
So this is what you're looking for. These flowers are in full bloom, like Jeremy said, but they're itty bitty, and you can put this whole thing in your tea. The way you steep any kind of fresh tea is you don't want your water to come to a full boil, because that's actually going to take away all of the beneficial properties of the actual loose tea that you're drinking. This goldenrod actually is a very delicate tea. It is sweet, but you don't want to put it with things that will overpower it. So you're gonna want to put it with something like lemongrass is really good with it, and anything else that's just kind of mild. The other thing about most medicinal teas that I wanted to share is that they do have health benefits. Goldenrod can help with your respiratory system, and also it is a diuretic. You might want to talk to your doctor if you're on any medication, because it might conflict with that, especially if you're on a diuretic. You might not want to take this as a tea. We're not experts by any means. I just love herbal tea and I love foraging, so do your own research. The other great thing about Goldenrod is that it works really well dried, and you can sun dry it or hang it upside down, or you can put it in a dehydrator and have it all year long. So this would be a great thing to forage a lot of and dry it for future teas. So another great thing about Goldenrod and its medicinal uses is that it is anti-inflammatory. So if you have any issues with like arthritis or gout, or even if you are really active and you deal with a lot of inflammation, but you don't want to rely only on medications, using herbs and making herbal teas might be a great option for you. Again, talk to your doctor about it, do your own research, but I feel like for us, it's nice to know these things and add them into our daily routine, and then maybe we can avoid having some of those medications down the line.
Yes, so ton of health benefits with this thing. Definitely check it out if you've got it growing around. It is super easy to grow too. You do have to kind of be careful because it does spread through its roots, so it can start to take over an area. But if you've got a natural area, it is so worth it if you don't have it to introduce it onto your property just so you have it close at hand. So we're gonna go do highs and lows. We're doing this a little bit different this weekend. We're actually going to include the whole family. Woo! So let's go do that. Who's going first?
Me.
All right, Joe.
My high was this camp and going for a hike and seeing new things on the hike, because that was my first time going on that trail, and my low was my feet hurting.
Your feet hurting?
Yeah. It was a long hike.
You did a good job.
Yeah.
It was like a 7.5 mile hike, and Joe hiked almost all of it. Bless you.
And
Hey, Sneezer, why don't you go next?
My high was camping and going on a hike and seeing wild boars and baby deer. And my low was probably my feet hurting after the hike.
Daddy, really
That's part of the reward.
Right.
Yeah. My high is this camping trip. I mean, not to be redundant, but, you know, it was a fun weekend. The weather was perfect.
Yes.
It was like really cool, borderline cold mornings, but the daytime temperatures were like,
Perfect.
yes, like mild to warmish, and it was really, really nice. So my low was the trip out to our camping trip. When we were coming out here, we actually had a little bit of a hit and run incident. We were at a stoplight and a truck pulled up beside us that had an extra long trailer. And he made a right turn and the trailer clipped / hit and sliced our back tire. I will say, to his credit, he probably didn't know that it happened, but it's still frustrating that he just drove off. Thankfully, we had somebody that followed him, got his license plate number and all that stuff, so we could go ahead and file a report, and that was good. But it really just put a damper on the beginning of this trip because it delayed us by almost 3 hours just because of just issues with trying to change the tire, put a new one on, having the right equipment, all of that stuff. But yeah, we got here.
Yep.
We had fun. It's getting taken care of.
Yes.
Not too much cosmetic damage outside of the tire, but there was some. But yeah, at least the truck still got us here.
Yes.
So, go ahead, Mo.
My high was probably this camping trip, and my low was probably getting the busted tire on the way here.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was not fun.
That was not fun.
So my high was definitely camping. I love camping. And that was really fun.
Joe says he's done.
Joe's just left. My low was probably definitely getting here later than we wanted. You know, we wanted to be able to get here and set up while it was daylight. Hold on one second. And all of that. And then I dealt with some allergies, so I didn't sleep great. But everything else was good. So.
All right, guys, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed this little tidbit. Again, next weekend, we are taking our pigs. We're going to do a whole video on that and just the process that we went through, raising them, getting them to that point. So we're super excited about that. So make sure you don't miss that video. But in the meantime, go enjoy your goldenrod tea. And if you come up with any other like combinations, feel free, please let us know. Leave a comment down below. If you've never tried it and you try it, I'd love to hear what you think about it also. But until then, guys, have a great week and be blessed.